What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. Now, before we get started with today's episode with this week's episode, of WWE's Biggest Issue, the road to 200 subs has now come to a close, and we are now on the road to 500 subs. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe we might hit 500 subs by the end of this month. Only time will tell. But as I have said in previous videos, if this channel does get to 500 subs, I will open up this Korean LOB booster box in its entirety on the channel that I got from my partners at Collector Store. So be sure to check them out. Link and address will be in the description below. By checking them out, not only does it support them, it also supports the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. On the hopes to potentially pull a Blue Eyes White Dragon, a Dark Magician, a Red Eyes Black Dragon, a piece of Exodia, Monster Reborn, Pot of Greed. The possibilities are out there. However, if this channel gets to 1,000 subs, I will open up this first edition Toon Chaos box in its entirety on the channel that I also got from my partners at Collector Store, on the hopes to potentially pull a collector's rare out of this set. But it wouldn't be the first time that I pulled a collector's rare, because I also pulled this. Freshly pulled out of my Genesis Impact box opening that I did a few months back is a collector's rare B-Cop from the Underworld. This thing looks absolutely beautiful. The centering on the back is a bit off from top to bottom, but honestly, it doesn't matter because I am going to be getting this graded, but I never really came up with a good opportunity to do so. But with that being said, if you guys want to see those boxes get opened, maybe you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue, maybe you guys want more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue, deck profiles, card discussions, WWE topic videos, or maybe, just maybe, you guys want some premium live event predictions and results. Well, if you guys want all of that and more, my channel is the place to be. So if you guys are new to the channel, and I know that a lot of you guys are, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, smash that thumbs up button on this video, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. My ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It'll also be in the description as well. And I want you guys to post in the comments below answering the question of the day, which ties into this week's episode, which is this: what match do you guys want to see take place at the Royal Rumble in 2024 next month? Let me know down in the comments below. And with that being said, let's get straight into it, because this week's episode, I'm going to be talking about the 5 matches that need to be on the card for the 2024 Royal Rumble Premium Live event. Now, obviously, there's a lot of different matches that we could potentially see on the card, but obviously, you guys know that we have currently right now on the card, we have the men's and the women's Royal Rumble matches, and we now know that the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes will be looking for the two-peat, as he is attempting to win his second consecutive Royal Rumble match and potentially finishing the story, which is a possibility, but we will have to see over time. But with that being said, honestly, looking at my list here, it makes sense. With this list, it makes sense because of with everything that's been going on, not just on Raw but also on SmackDown. I wouldn't be surprised if 1 or 2 or even 3 of these matches actually took place at the Royal Rumble. So, without any further ado, let's get straight into it. Kicking things off is actually one that I would love to see: Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch versus Jade Cargill for the women's world title. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. You guys are thinking, wait a minute, why this match? Here's the thing. Rhea Ripley has defeated pretty much everybody that there is to defeat on Raw since becoming champion earlier this year, back in April at WrestleMania. She's already entering what 240, 250 days as champion? That's pretty insane. It's a much more longer reign than all of her other championship reigns combined, which is insane. And if you think about it, Becky Lynch, she's been SmackDown Women's Champion, she's been Raw Women's Champion, she's been NXT Women's Champion, she's been Tag Team Champion, she's won the Royal Rumble. But I think the women's world title is yet just another championship that Becky Lynch can make history on. You know, because obviously you guys know Becky Lynch has made more history than almost any other woman in WWE in the last like 23, 24 years since the Attitude Era, and that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot, given the fact that women like Chyna, women like Trish Stratus and Lita and Mickie James, they were making history in their own right. So Becky Lynch, she's pretty much up there at this point. And as far as Jade Cargill goes, I mean, here's the thing. She's shown up to Raw. She's shown up to SmackDown. She's shown up to NXT. She's shown up to the main roster premium live events. She's appeared on the NXT premium live events. And we haven't heard anything about her debut or anything. We haven't heard anything about it. So what would be the exact end game here? The answer is the Royal Rumble, putting her in a triple threat with both Becky and Rhea for the women's world title. Obviously, yes, Jade Cargill wouldn't win the match, but she would be able to showcase her talent to the entire WWE universe and prove to the world why she is who she says she is. And honestly, this match, that would be quite the interesting matchup to say the very least. But next up, Carlito versus Santos Escobar. I get that this is more of a mid-card match, but to be fair, we were supposed to get this match last week at Survivor Series, but because Santos Escobar attacked Carlito and put him on the shelf for a few weeks, Dragon Lee stepped up on behalf of Carlito, Rey Mysterio, and pretty much the entire LWO. It's possible that Dragon Lee could be a member of the LWO, but we'll have to see over time. But honestly, though, I think this match definitely needs to take place, because Carlito, once he returns, you know damn well Carlito's target will indeed be Santos Escobar, and for all we know, we could see him, cost Santos Escobar a chance to challenge for the United States title in that tournament, where the first round, we now know the first round is going to be Bobby Lashley versus Karrion Kross, and then we have and then we have as well Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar in a Survivor Series rematch, which that's going to be interesting to say the very least. So if Santos wins, wins his first round match and makes it into the second round, Carlito might end up returning to SmackDown and costing Santos Escobar, which would then lead to the match at the Royal Rumble, which, again, is a very high possibility. But honestly, though, I don't think it's... yes, it is a high possibility, but whether or not it actually happens remains to be seen. But next up, these last three, I'm telling you guys, these three need to take place at the Royal Rumble. Gunther, Miz, Ivar, Bronson Reed for the Intercontinental title. Think about this. You have literally the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time in Gunther. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. You have The Miz, who is an 8-time champion. You have Bronson Reed, who is a former NXT North American champion. And then you got Ivar, who not only is a former Raw Tag Team Champion, but is also a former NXT Tag Team Champion as well. And Ivar has been on a huge roll as of late, ever since his tag team partner Eric got injured. What not that long ago, a few months back or something like that. And he's been stringing up victory after victory after victory after victory against some of the best that Monday Night Raw has to offer, including guys like Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, and even also Ricochet as well, just to name a few. So, and not only that, Bronson Reed, he's been the exact same way. He's been the exact same way, just bringing in victory after victory after victory against literally the entire Alpha Academy, and guys like Ricochet and guys like Shinsuke Nakamura, and Miz. There's not much that we could say about the Miz that hasn't already been said. And Gunther, it's basically the same way. And if you really think about it, both Bronson Reed and Ivar, they got screwed out of becoming #1 contender for the Intercontinental title because of none other than the Miz. So logically speaking, wouldn't that mean that we would have ourselves a fatal 4-way at the Royal Rumble? I mean, it's possible, but we will just have to see what happens. But next up, again, probably the most obvious, Bianca Belair, Io Sky for the WWE Women's title. Think about this. You look at Io Sky. There's a reason why she's known as the Genius of the Sky. She has become probably one of the biggest stars on SmackDown because of the fact that Logan Paul is a part-time, but he's also the current United States champion. The SmackDown Tag Team titles are in the hands of the Judgment Day, and the Judgment Day are exclusive to Monday Night Raw, and Roman Reigns is also a part-time, and he's the current undisputed Universal Champion. So that makes Io Sky basically the box office draw for SmackDown. However, if Io Sky were to become a part-time, just like Roman and just like Logan, SmackDown would have no champions whatsoever, and not only is it a slap in the face to the SmackDown GM Nick Aldis, but it's also a slap in the face to the entire WWE universe who want to see a champion show up to SmackDown. And it's pretty sad. It's pretty sad if you ask me. I think the only other champion that would show up to SmackDown aside from the Undisputed Tag Team Champions would have to be fellow Judgment Day cohort Dominic Mysterio as the NXT North American Champion, because that he is the NXT North American Champion. He's allowed to go to all three brands if he does so wish. So Bianca Belair versus Io Sky is definitely a must, because it would mean that Bianca Belair is gonna would get her long-awaited rematch, which would have to literally be one-on-one. And there's been a lot of rumors going around saying that Bayley might be turning babyface and leaving Damage Control. So it's a possibility, but we'll have to see what happens over time as we draw closer and closer and closer to the Royal Rumble. And now for the last match. And this is probably one of the most obvious. And it needs to take place for the right reasons. Since we're on the topic of Roman Reigns, the champion himself, Roman Reigns, LA Knight, and Randy Orton in a triple threat for the undisputed Universal title. Why? Simple. LA Knight got screwed out of the title because of none other than Jimmy Uso. Yeah. And the last time we saw Randy Orton in a championship match, the Usos and Solo Sikoa and Sami Zayn put Randy Orton on the shelf with a severe back injury, forcing him to have double fusion back surgery, or was it triple fusion? I think it was double fusion spinal surgery, and it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. So if you really think about it, both Randy Orton and LA Knight have issues with the bloodline, and the question becomes, what does Nick Aldis do? Answer: make it a triple threat to where it pushes Roman Reigns to his absolute breaking point, to the point where Randy Orton would then get a one-on-one shot against Roman at Elimination Chamber in Perth, Australia, and then once we get to the last several weeks in going towards WrestleMania, LA Knight would get another shot at the title. LA Knight would lose. Cody Rhodes would end up winning the men's Royal Rumble match. And boom. There you have it. The main event for WrestleMania Sunday, for WrestleMania 40, would be Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns, in which Cody Rhodes would defeat Roman Reigns and finally would be able to finish the story. Is that line possible? Absolutely. It is 100% possible. But these matches altogether, if I had to pick three matches from this list that need to take place, it would have to be the women's world title, the WWE Women's title, and the Undisputed Universal title. Those three make more sense than the other two combined. And I say that because obviously with the Royal Rumble coming up, you need to have at least 2 or 3 title matches, and then both Royal Rumble matches. And I think those 3 title matches would probably suit the Royal Rumble pretty much perfectly at this point. But we will just have to see what happens over time. But with that being said, guys, that will do it for this week's episode of WWE's Biggest Issue. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue in the future, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and follow me on all of my social media. My ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It'll also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.